Hey everyone, Eugene here. Have a special video today for you. This is my Guerlain hauls. This is all the Guerlains I've picked up in the last, I don't even know how long, but really excited. Just recently got into a lot of these, as I couldn't really appreciate them before until I got into the niche perfumery. As a lot of them kind of seem outdated and, use notes like powders and florals. Things you wouldn't really catch a guy wearing, but I don't mind now. I love wearing these. I love looking forward to my days that I can spend with my Guerlains. So the first one I kind of got my attention was the face of the franchise, and this is Shalimar. This was love for me at first sight or first sniff. I first wore this a couple of years back, and to me this is all about citrus, bergamot, and vanilla. There's some incense in here, some smoky leather, some rubber tires, but yeah, I didn't pick it up till just recently. This is Eau de Toilette. This is the Queen Oriental, if you will, and the inspiration for a lot of the Orientals today. Guys are starting to get ballsy and wearing Shalimar. I did pick this over the Eau de Parfum, which I kind of regretted, but the Eau de Parfum is a little bit smokier, a little bit stronger than this. But otherwise, they both sort of dry down to the same perfume after that opening. So, who knows, maybe I will get the EDP. But another one that does interest me is Parfum Initial, which is also very beautiful. That's Shalimar. Here we have Bleue, and this is supposed to represent or just kind of be like the twilight hour, the hours in between dark and sunset. And, Jacques Guerlain was walking down the river Seine when he seen the hour blue or the blue hour. And it just kind of inspired him to make perfume after that setting. And this is what we got. And he came up with, this is really sweet. There's some anise in here, very florally, and kind of dries down to an Oriental, which I really believe this is, even though it's not considered an Oriental. It's got a really beautiful vanilla note. It's got a leathery feel. And, the heart of this is all about florals. I pick a lot of iris and jasmine, and that's really what gives you that that bluish hour, because that iris note is really cold and dark and somewhat kind of gloomy. And this fragrance is very comforting, I find, on my skin, and very versatile. As much as it is, some people may find it outdated. I don't at all. I find this can wear this on any occasion. Love the bottles, the heart-shaped stopper, the upside-down stopper, which, a lot of these perfumes have the same flacon and the cap here. So this kind of inspired me to pick this up. This is La Petite Robe Noir. This is done not too long ago. This is released in 2013, I believe. So, almost 100 years after Bleue. And I kind of feel like Bleue was the inspiration for this, because I do pick up some similarities. This is sweet, 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 sweet. All about syrupy cherries, black tea. Also, it's got, your typical Guerlainade, marketed towards women, but, a guy can easily wear this just like, any of these very beautiful creations. Don't let the marketing fool you guys. You can definitely get away with this, especially in today's day and age. I do have a lot of masculines here, but before I move on, I'm going to show you one more. Don't let this weird you out. This is Insolence, even in this princess-shaped bottle. I was just reading the reviews one day. This is a complete blind buy for me. Luca Torn gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Just called it I think it was the Godzilla of violets, and that's definitely what this is. It's all violets, powdery violets, and I think you pick up some tea notes and florals in here as well. It's considered a fruity floral. There's some red berries in here. I actually do enjoy this. I think a little bit more than La Petite Robe Noir. I don't know what it is, but it's just a fun fragrance. It's very loud, and I love violets. I love my florals, so that's what I do enjoy from Insolence. And again, don't let the marketing fool you. Walked into the store. I've never smelt Habit Rouge before. This was a blind buy for me. This is all about citrus, vanilla, and leather. A little bit of lavender in the opening with the citrus, neroli, bergamot. So it is a little bit harsh. It may seem a little bit outdated, but if you're into the niche perfume thing, I think you can get away with wearing this. This is perfect for spring and summer. It's not too light. It's not too heavy. Like I said, it does have a nice leather note, some vanilla to sweeten it up. And I got this one too right after I picked this up. This is the vintage EDT. I can say they smell almost the same. This is a little bit more richer, but they did an excellent job with, this is the Eau de Toilette as well, with the reformulation on this one. And the only thing that really sets them apart is that gold cap on the vintage compared to the gold cap, the silver cap on the reform. But if you can't find the vintage, don't shy away from the reformulation. It's beautiful. I do enjoy wearing both versions. And I've also got one more in the Habit Rouge line. This is an ode to, 50 years celebrating Habit Rouge. This is dress code. So probably a more modern take on the Habit Rouge. Is more, I guess, easier to wear, more versatile. This is very sweet. It's got, again, sweet, sweet, sweet. You got your sweet anise, sweet vanilla, sweet pralines. The opening to me, I find, is a little bit too synthetic for my liking. As much as I do like this and I like wearing it, I've put a little bit of a dent in there. I've worn it for a week straight when I got it, just trying to figure it out. My favorite part on this is once you hit the mid and the base, it's got this beautiful leather note. There is a little bit of rose in here, but if you're not looking out for it, you're never going to catch it. It's a syrupy rose, not a syrupy, sorry, soapy rose. And just really dries down to this beautiful, amazing amber note. I love the base. I can do without the opening. Like, let's be honest, it is a little bit synthetic and too sweet for my liking, but after that, it's all fun. This is a very fun fragrance for me to wear. Dress code. Okay, here's one that I kind of struggle with. This is another masculine. This is Vetiver, Guerlain's take on Vetiver, and probably the most iconic Vetiver fragrance available. Yeah, this is very earthy and green, and it's got a harsh tobacco note in here that I do kind of find outdated, but this is a little bit easier to wear than the vintage. This is reformulated. I'm not really sure how I feel about this yet, as I do struggle with it, but hopefully one day, as I do love most of these things I've picked up from Guerlain. Okay, here's Heritage Vintage Eau de Toilette, and another one you can tell is vintage by the gold cap, and I think this is a brilliant composition from Guerlain. This is another Jean-Paul Guerlain master perfumer. This is all about woods, patchouli, resins, sandalwood. The sandalwood note in here is very oily. It's very thick. I don't know what I can tell you. This to me is 5 out of 5 stars. I love it. I think it's one of the best in their entire collection. And I don't know, I just enjoy it. Every minute I have it on, whenever I wear it, it's something I truly enjoy from top to bottom. What else can I say? I love the way it performs. It's not very loud. It's got a very, I guess it's very aromatic and just kind of like, you can't smell it right off of your skin. You just smell it in the air. It's just, the air soaks it all up. So very beautiful. I love it. I can't say enough. And I can't recommend Heritage enough. Okay, here I got some more. I guess these would be more of the exclusive line. This is Santal Royale, marketed to the Middle East. Very dry, very spicy. I'm going to admit, yes, this is very synthetic, and I struggled with this when I first got it, Santal Royale. That synthetic was just very cloying for me, and I couldn't stand it, actually. I hated it. But I did get the, the official sample from Guerlain. They're very generous with their samples. They're about almost 4 mils, so you know, I've had it for a while, and I just became addicted to my sample. I kept, you know, I had my sample at work, and I kept reaching for it more and more and more, and I was like, wow, I can't get enough of this, even though, like, I eventually got over those synthetic notes. But this opens up very dark and spicy, and at the same time very dry. So that dry note gives me, like, I see 2 colors in this. I see white and black. Black just because of how dark this fragrance is, and white just because of how dry it is, and it almost has you feeling like you're in the desert or something, so like staring up at the sun. And I struggle to pick up that sandalwood note as well. I had to wear it a good dozen times before I could pick up any trace of sandalwood. You know, I'm mistaken the sandalwood for rose oud, which I now see as completely sandalwood. It's very creamy. I do still get some rose. I get some leather in there as well. I get quite a bit of oud. And then the base, to me, this is all about, you know, I get peaches. It's very powdery. It's kind of got this Guerlainade in, I don't know, maybe it's a twist to the Guerlainade, as I do see the color pink in this as from the fruity notes. So I'm absolutely, like, I totally love this fragrance now, as much as I couldn't stand it when I first smelt it. So I did struggle with it, but I stuck to it, and it's probably my most worn fragrance in the last 6 months, Santal Royale. Taken a lot of abuse online in the, you know, fragrance community, but whatever, wear what you like, right? That's what we always say. Here is Santal Royale's younger sibling. This is Ombre Eternal. This is one I struggle with even more than I did with Santal Royale. If you'll notice, these are like a take on Guerlain's traditional bee bottles. They got this really nice cap up there with the bee. I don't know if you guys can see that. But Ombre Eternal is it's much better produced than Santal Royale. It's more natural smelling, less synthetic. Even though you can still pick up some synthetics, not nearly as much as Santal Royale. And this opens up to me, I get iris and leather, but that's not where I struggle. I struggle in the heart about 3 or 4 hours into this fragrance. The ambergris comes to life, and it's really animalic, and it just makes my stomach kind of turn as that animalics really kick in, and it's really dark and gray and dreary. You know, I want to love this, but as of right now, it's like I say, I struggle with Ombre Eternal, but I'm not bashing it at all, as maybe it's just something it's not made for me. Okay, so after that, we have here, this is Derby, Guerlain's take on leather, which I pick up 0 of, no leather whatsoever. These are all commissioned in these wood frame bottles with a beautiful green yellow juice. Heavy on the oak moss. This opens up very spicy, very citrusy. The first 5 minutes of this fragrance are one of the best openings I've ever encountered. Very spicy. With, as much as this is considered like one of the best masculines of all time, I find the first 5 minutes kind of feminine, interestingly enough. And then you're going to get a lot of carnation in this, and I think that's really what the oak moss is all about. Oak moss is banned now as an ingredient, and you can't really use it in fragrances, so I think it's kind of been reformulated, and they're using just carnation really to represent that oak moss, which is just brilliantly and masterfully done. By Jean-Paul Guerlain in 1985, this was originally released before, but discontinued for a while, and they brought it back in these wood frame bottles, just like this one here. This is Arsene Lupin. Used to be called Dandy. They took away the name Dandy. I think there's some copyright issues, but Dandy is all about violets. This is a black violet. Some spices, really dark spices, dark leather, black leather, and Lupin is all about frankincense. In the base, I get a lot of resinous, dry frankincense. This is absolutely one of the driest fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. It's you know, the color of the juice does not represent this fragrance at all. This should have been black juice in here. They should have called this Noir or something, just, you know, with a dark smoky name, because that's what this is. Everything is dark. Violets are dark, the leather is dark, the frankincense is dark. There's a little bit of powder in here. This is not a powdery fragrance, but there is a powdery nuance in here, and even the powder seems dark to my nose. Arsene Lupin. I'm going to say both of these 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah. This is Guerlain's Coriolan, discontinued. Kind of find this at a just at a discount shop, and didn't really smell it before. It was a blind buy. Coriolan comes in this. It's supposed to be I guess a gunpowder sack from the early 1900s, or that's what it's supposed to represent. Kind of looks like a testicle in a bag, a singular testicle bag, if you ask me, or even like a lopsided pear or something. But just a really beautiful bottle. A green chypre that's kind of supposed to smell like Derby, which it kind of does just because of the greenness, but I don't think it's as well done as Derby, but maybe that's why it's discontinued. I don't know. Probably didn't sell very well, but it is real oak moss in here, and since the bottle's about 20 years old, I kind of feel like it's been sitting in the back of a store somewhere, so lost a little bit of its power. So it is a little bit lighter than I thought it would be after just reading the reviews online. Next we have here, this is from the exclusive collection, Les Desserts d'Orient. This is Rose Nacree Desert. Really beautiful bottle. They got this same thing on the other side, just in Arabic. This is all about rose. Opens up with this huge patchouli note, and almost smells like burning meat to me on the barbecue or something. Full-blown rose, very spicy, kind of fruity. I wouldn't call it a fruity floral at all, but there is some, I don't know what kind of fruit or sweetness it is I get from here, but just an absolutely brilliantly done rose fragrance if you love roses. I gotta say, I was apparently told there's no alcohol in any of these Middle Eastern exclusives, just because of the people that it's marketed towards. They are not allowed to be exposed to alcohol in their religion, so they didn't add any alcohol in these perfumes. So that was kind of interesting when I heard that, as I've never really heard of any alcohol-less perfumes. Here we have Songe d'un Bois d'été, one of my absolute favorite perfumes I've ever smelled. This is a very complex beast. I kind of don't want to say what it smells like, but I feel like I have to. This is all about woods, smoky woods, spices, very dry. Actually, it's not dry. It's very sweet in the opening for a couple minutes, but to me, this is very skanky, and it kind of smells like a lady's parts down there, and mixed in with some underarm stank. So, you know, maybe after a good romp session or something. I think Thierry Wasser really had a creative image in his head, and he captured it when he created this. So I'm kind of surprised at the same time, considering that this is marketed towards the Middle East. And yeah, we won't go there. Anyway, beautiful fragrances, both of them from the exclusive line. Like, I can't say enough great things about them. I'm completely in love with them. Insolence Mythique, I have tried that one, and it's one that is just not for me. It just, you know, not something that really sat with me very well. So I was gifted to this by a very special friend. This is Nahema Pure Parfum. Beautiful fragrance. I don't want to say too much about this because I do have another video coming out about Nahema, but ultimately this is like one of the biggest rose fragrances ever. Love it. Nahema. Guys, it's been my Guerlain haul. I want to thank you all so much for watching and giving me your time. Really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see y'all soon. let me know in the comments below what you think about my Guerlain haul. What am I missing? What should I look out for? What do you think of some of these perfumes? And that's it. We'll see you soon. But before I go, I forgot to say one more thing. I got a quick unboxing. Pick this up. I've had this for about 3 months. I haven't opened it yet, but I will do it in a separate video. So stick around, and you don't want to miss this.